Next topic is pituitary gland or pituitary gland. There are two pronunciations, pituitary gland or pituitary gland. Pituitary gland is an important gland of the body. It is an endocrine gland. Present near hypothalamus. An endocrine gland present near hypothalamus is a pituitary gland, and the shape of pituitary gland is like a P. It is P shaped. As a P consists of two parts, very similarly, there are two parts of pituitary gland. These two parts of pituitary gland are anterior lobe of pituitary, which is also called anterior pituitary, and scientifically speaking, anterior lobe of pituitary gland or anterior pituitary is also called adenohypophysis, because in scientific terms, in technical terms of science, pituitary gland is also called hypophysis because of its location near the hypothalamus. The second part or second lobe of pituitary gland is called posterior lobe of pituitary gland or posterior pituitary. Scientifically speaking, posterior lobe of pituitary gland or posterior pituitary is also called neurohypophysis. Pituitary gland is called master gland of the body. Because pituitary gland produces two types of hormones. One type of the hormone produced by pituitary gland are tropic hormones, and other types of the hormones produced by pituitary gland are non-tropic hormones. Tropic hormones are the hormones whose target are other glands, other endocrine glands. Tropic hormones target other endocrine glands means pituitary gland controls by the help of tropic hormones the other glands of the body. For example, thyroid gland is another gland, another endocrine gland like pituitary gland, but the functioning of thyroid gland is controlled by a tropic hormone produced by pituitary gland, and that tropic hormone is called thyroid stimulating hormone, about which we will also discuss. Non-tropic hormones are the hormones of the pituitary gland which affect directly on the body without the help of the other endocrine glands. Tropic affecting directly other endocrine glands, and these control actually the other endocrine glands. That is why pituitary gland, because of its tropic hormones, is called master gland. Now we will discuss which hormones are produced by anterior lobe of pituitary gland and which hormones are produced by the posterior lobe of the pituitary gland. As I already have told you that anterior lobe of pituitary gland is called adenohypophysis and posterior lobe of pituitary gland is called neurohypophysis. Many hormones are produced by adenohypophysis, but in your book there are written just two: growth hormone and thyroid stimulating hormone. Just these two are mentioned in your book, but actually adenohypophysis or anterior lobe of pituitary gland produces too many hormones. Neurohypophysis produces many hormones, out of which just two are mentioned in your book, and those are antidiuretic hormone or vasopressin and oxytocin. First we will discuss about growth hormone from adenohypophysis. Growth hormone is also called somatotropin. The function of growth hormone is growth. It increases growth. Somato means body. Tropin means increasing. A hormone which increases the size of the body as a whole and the body of the organs, means which results in increase in growth. That hormone is called growth hormone. It is produced by adenohypophysis. If growth hormone is produced within growing age too much, there will be too much growth of the person, and this condition is called gigantism. Gigantism by word means, it literally means too tall. Too much tall is called a gigant. From gigant, the term gigantism is taken. Being gigant is called gigantism, and it is because of too much production of growth hormone, increased production of growth hormone within growing age. Too much growth hormone during growing age, which is at maximum 28 years. We grow, our bones and other parts keep on growing until it is 28 years, and when within these years there is increased production of growth hormone, the person becomes too much tall, which is called gigantism. If there is more production of growth hormone, gigantism results. But if there is under production of if there is under production of growth hormone during growing age, the affected person doesn't grow too much. He remains actually too short than his age. This and exactly opposite to the gigantism is called dwarfism. Dwarfism means being dwarf. Dwarf means being too much short stature. When the length or size of the body is too much small, about 4 feet maximum, 4 feet, it is called, the person is called dwarf. And being dwarf is a condition known as dwarfism, and it is because of too less growth hormone during growing age. Both conditions are serious but not very much common. Now we will discuss what if or what will happen if growth hormone is produced in increased amounts after growing age. Then the condition is called acromegaly. Acromegaly results in elongation of hands, feet, arms, or toes, fingers, etc. Acromegaly results in increase in these body parts, not in the increase of the body size or body length as a whole. Acromegaly happens when growth hormone is increased in its production after growing age. Too much growth hormone after growing age, mean after usually 28 years of age for most of the people. If there is an increased production of growth hormone, the person will be an acromegalan, meaning the person will be affected by acromegaly, in which just some parts of the body or the person affected with the acromegaly will be increased in size. So acromegaly and gigantism are somehow related, but the difference is acromegaly affects just some parts of the body. It results in elongation of some parts of the body like hands, feet, arms, or toes and fingers. But gigantism affects all parts of the body, in which all the parts of the body elongate too much than the normal. And now we will discuss another hormone of adenohypophysis or anterior lobe of the pituitary gland. That another hormone of the adenohypophysis is thyroid stimulating hormone. Thyroid stimulating hormone. As the name shows, this hormone stimulates the thyroid gland to produce its hormones. TSH is a tropic hormone of anterior lobe of pituitary gland, and it is tropic because thyroid stimulating hormone targets thyroid gland. Thyroid gland will not work. Thyroid gland will not function until it receives TSH from anterior lobe of pituitary gland or from adenohypophysis. The working of thyroid gland depends upon the reaching of thyroid stimulating hormone on or near or in the thyroid gland. On receiving the thyroid stimulating hormone, thyroid gland starts to produce its hormones. These are the two hormones of adenohypophysis, TSH and GH. Now we will talk about the hormones of neurohypophysis mentioned in your book, which are ADH and oxytocin. First, ADH we will talk about. ADH is an abbreviation of anti-diuretic hormone, and ADH is also called vasopressin. It is also called argininopressin or arginopressin, but this name is used in your book. Vasopressin or ADH is a hormone whose target is, it targets nephron. Mean the target of antidiuretic hormone is nephron or kidney. Both mean the same. When ADH reaches nephron increases water reabsorption. The function of ADH is to increase water reabsorption across nephron or in the kidney. And when it is done, when there is an increase in the water reabsorption, it is when summer season. In summer season, in summer days or in hot days, when there is increased sweating, when there is too much loss of water through sweating, body starts to, neurohypophysis starts to produce antidiuretic hormone, which as a result on reaching nephron increases water absorption. And water absorption means keeping retention of the water inside the body. During water absorption, water is taken into blood and it is not lost from the blood. To conserve the water, because too much water is being lost through sweat, there is an increased need to conserve the water. Other hormone of neurohypophysis is oxytocin. Oxytocin is an important hormone of posterior lobe of pituitary gland. It is also called love hormone because this hormone controls feelings of love and hate. It controls the emotions. By controlling emotions, it is given the name of love hormone in common uses. But in the world of science and farming, oxytocin is a very much important hormone of neurohypophysis. The function of oxytocin is to help in contraction of uterus. When a female is giving birth to her baby, the uterus of female contracts to exert pressure on the baby so that it can easily be pushed out. And this contraction of uterus is done by oxytocin. means oxytocin helps in birth of the baby, and it may also be called labor. Other function of oxytocin is release of milk from mammary glands. Mammary glands are exocrine glands. They produce milk, and this milk comes out of the mammary gland. It is released, the milk is released from mammary glands because of oxytocin.